Hi, today we're going to talk about planting potatoes in containers, because many of us would really love to have new potatoes, but we just haven't got the room for them in their main vegetable garden. So all you need is a big tub like this one. This one's got some handy handles on it if you need to shift it. Always choose a good potting mix, and with a good amount of fertiliser and something that has the saturate or wetting agent in it, so you can make sure that your whole crop is getting watered well when you water. And here I have my potatoes that I've been chitting or sprouting for the last 4 weeks. You can see here that they've made lots of sprouts on top. So it's important when you pop your potatoes into a little container like this that you place them with the most eyes pointing upwards, because that's where your little sprouts are going to come from. And you can see I've got some great unusual specimens coming along here. So when you're sprouting potatoes, it's important to put them in a warmish area, about 21 degrees and slightly dark. This will encourage them to make their little sprouts. And then once they've started to sprout, you can bring them out and give them a little bit more light and a little bit more cool temperature. From initially choosing your potatoes, it takes about 4 weeks for them to get to this stage. So you do have to think ahead. Sprouting them makes the potatoes, the whole crop process work so much more quickly, because you don't have to wait obviously for this part to happen. You also generally get a much heavier crop. So here we are. Now we're just going to pop these into my container, and I'm going to put about 5 potatoes in this size container. I've got about 20 centimetres of soil underneath the potato itself, and then we've got our potatoes placed on top with our little sprouts facing upwards. Now once we've got that, we're going to cover them slightly. When these ones start growing and they make green stems, you cover them up, then they make some more green stems, and you cover again, and then they'll make their tops. Your actual potatoes that you're going to eat are produced on the green stems. They're not actually produced at the base of the plant. So it's important to cover your little potatoes at least twice. The more you cover, the more potatoes you'll be able to harvest. So I'm just going to put a light covering in over my potatoes now. And potatoes are very frost sensitive, so you want to make sure that should you get a frost event or a really cold night, you think it might frost, you either have to cover your potatoes with frost cloth if there's any green shoots showing, or you can mound them up again, because the little green shoots will get frosted, and if they get frosted they will rot right down their green stem and into your actual initial tuber, and that tuber will shrivel and die and rot. So here I've covered my little chitter potatoes by about this much soil. We're going to wait probably another 2 weeks, and then once the first set of leaves come up about this high, we're going to mound again. And that means that between here and there, your first layer of potatoes are going to be formed. Now every time I mound, because I want to get the most out of my potatoes, I pop some tui potato food on top, just like icing sugar, just to feed that layer of potatoes, so they're going to be as big as I possibly can get them, and they're going to grow as fast as they can. So this is the process. Just choose your potatoes about a month before you want to plant. Place them in your egg carton with the most eyes facing upwards. Once you've got them sprouted this much, plant your potatoes, cover them with soil, and then when you've got a bit of a green shoot about this high, cover them, mound them up again, right up to their throats just about, or just over, and then they will sprout again. And then you do that whole process again, and within about 90 days to 120 days, you'll have a beautiful crop of potatoes. Just imagine, homegrown potatoes with all that butter dribbling over them. I can't wait.